wanted. You should know that Iranian hardliners were furious, arguing that they had given up way too much. Iran's lead negotiator was this guy, Javad Zarif, and some chilling cell phone footage emerged of him being confronted by a member of the Iranian parliament. And just listen to what was said to him. Ouch. If ISIS comes to our country, you will be the first to take the blow. That is both scary and, honestly, not really consistent with how ISIS operates. They generally don't come to a country and say, OK, nobody dies until we find that first guy. Nobody kills anyone until that first guy takes the first blow. We do this in order, or we don't do it at all. We're ISIS. Let's not come off like crazy people. But despite all that opposition on both sides, the deal was signed, which was a huge achievement, or, as Donald Trump would put it, a complete disaster.
I've studied this issue in great detail. I would say, actually, greater by far than anybody else. Believe me. Oh, believe me. And it's a bad deal.
OK, so let's be absolutely clear here. Donald Trump has never studied anything in great detail. If you asked him what colour his wife's eyes are, he would say 34D, but firm. So what specifically does Trump think is wrong with this deal? Well, he has a number of complaints, and the first has to do with monitoring their nuclear facilities.
In terms of, surveillance, they have the right to self-inspect. How about that? On their the most dangerous, they can self-inspect.
OK, so that's just not true. They cannot self-inspect. The deal allows for regular monitoring of all declared nuclear sites, one of which even has 24-hour video surveillance, and it's done by the International Atomic Energy Agency, the UN's nuclear watchdog, which has already confirmed 10 successive times that Iran is complying with the deal. And fun fact, if Iran complies just once more, they win a free meal at Pizza Hut. So that's just an extra little fun incentive for them to stay in line. And that is not the only thing that Trump gets wrong about the deal's inspection process.
How about this? We see something wrong, or we think there's something wrong, so we have to wait 24 days before we go in. But before the 24 days start, there's a whole procedure, so who knows how long it could be. It could be 6 months.
OK, so what he's talking about there is the fact that while, again, inspectors have constant access to their declared sites, they also get access to any other site, military or civilian, where they suspect undeclared nuclear activity. Now, Iran can push back on those suspicions, but once the IAEA demands access, Iran has just 24 days max to let them in. And it is a pretty tall order to completely clean up every trace of an isotope with a half-life of 710 million years in just 24 days. Think about it, that's not even long enough to adequately clean your apartment after you rent it out on Airbnb. How is there jizz inside my piano? What monster would do this? This isn't an accident. It must be why they wanted a piano. But one of Trump's other complaints is that some parts of this deal expire in 10 or 15 years. And as he sees it, that leads to an obvious problem.
The bigger problem is that they can keep the terms and still get the bomb by simply running out the clock.
Again, that is simply not true. They can't keep the terms and get the bomb. The terms expressly forbid them from doing that. What Iran could do, in theory, is wait for parts of the deal to expire in 10 years. Then it could ramp up its nuclear program, getting it closer to a bomb. But here's the thing. If the deal blows up, Iran could start doing that right now in 0 years. And 0 is less than 10. Trust us, we ran the numbers on this ourselves. I spent a week at Cambridge speaking with the Lucasian Chair of Mathematics, Michael Cates, and I feel virtually certain 0 is less than 10. Also, you should know, before the deal, Iran had enough enriched uranium to eventually create 8 to 10 bombs, which, remember, they gave up, meaning they currently have enough for 0 bombs, which, again, is less than 10. I cannot stress enough the extent to which 0 is less